Welcome back, everyone, to more of our custom career mode and career experience. And we had a fantastic start to our ARCA career in the last video. It was incredibly exciting for me because up until now, we've had our dirt program and our asphalt program. Starting with ARCA, we brought those two disciplines together. We now have a 4-car team, but the competition is far from over. As we start to think about who do we want to fill our truck series roster, there are going to be 4 openings when the time comes, but there's a lot more than 4 drivers competing for those slots. And we saw just that competition in our last video, our very first season in the ARCA series. So as we take a look at the championship standings, Kaylee Bryson brought home the championship. Taylor Reimer came home in second, only 1 point out of the championship. Now, if you want to see how close it was and some of the statistics that I'm going to refer to here at the beginning of the video, then by all means, hop back to our most recent video and you can see the entire standings, points, wins, everything. So those 2 drivers really stood out. Kaylee Bryson and Taylor Reimer had great seasons. Both of them are right at the top of the list. However, if we hop back over to the simulated seasons, I've already gotten rid of our finishes. We're ready for season number 2. We're moving forward. But there were 2 other drivers that really stepped up and had amazing seasons. The first was Jeffrey Earnhardt. Not only did he come in 3rd place in the points, but he brought home multiple victories and a lot of top 10s. He was in the top 10 almost every race of the season. So fantastic results for him. The other driver, Hailie Deegan. She came home with 4 victories and 11 top 5s. That's a lot of top 5s in a 20-race season. Half of the races, she was in the top 5 at the end of the day. So there were some standouts in season 1. Now as we move forward into season 2, who's going to stand out? Are Earnhardt and Deegan going to continue to catch our eye with their amazing results? Or what about Carson and Jade? Can they step up? They had good seasons last time, but they weren't amazing seasons. They weren't the type of seasons that are going to get a lot of eyes on you and a lot of opportunities coming your way. Now, Jade, easily the youngest driver we have in our stable. And at this point, after the seasons we've run here in the career experience, she might now finally be old enough to actually run some NASCAR races. But she is easily the youngest, and so it's taken her a little bit longer to get used to the asphalt side of things. But Carson, while he finished 6th in the points and got a win last time, he needs to do more to impress. So who's going to impress here in season number 2? It is time to find out. All right, as we get ready to generate our first race results, the first thing we need to do is hop over to the dynamic adjustments, and I'm going to do another 3 here. And then we'll find out exactly how things shake out. So there's 1, 2, and then 3 here on the team side. Next, we'll move down to the manufacturers, and we'll do the same thing. I really, really like these dynamic adjustments. They can go either way. And in fact, for our manufacturer, we've seen them go the wrong way for us, as our manufacturer is easily the weakest in the series. But we'll have an opportunity coming up here in just a second. As soon as we get this final driver adjustment done, we'll hop over and we'll get an updated look at exactly where things stand. So here we are. We are now 2, 3, 4, and 8. Oof, so we nearly slid back to 9th. So just out. Remember, there are 8 teams in each of the tiers. So we just slid all 4 of our teams into tier 1. So that's good. Let's look at our other drivers. We've got Hailie Deegan, tier 1. Jeffrey Earnhardt, still tier 1. Okay, so they're still there. they still have opportunities to impress. Will they impress us here in Season 2? Oh, that is the question. So we don't need to do any additional adjustments. We're still fine for Season 2 with everyone in the top tier. So back over to Simulated Seasons. And let's actually scroll over a little bit here so that we can get as much into the frame, almost the full 20 races in there. All right, so race number 1, here we go. Race number 1 actually goes pretty well for us. 3, 7, 8, and 12. That's hard to argue with that. Alex LeBay comes home with the race win. Okay, not bad. So a good start to the season. Race 2, not exactly what we were looking for. Not so much this time around. Not the end of the world, because our worst finish was 17th, so it's not like we're finishing 35th. But still not quite what we're looking for. We need more top 10s out of our team. Race number 3, okay, a little bit better. Kaylee Bryson on the podium, 2 races in a row. So she's starting off strong. You can see in points. We'll take a little bit more at this once we get to race 10, at the halfway point. But so far, so good. Race number 4. Now this is really good with one exception. And of course, that exception, Kaylee Bryson did not have a good race here. Finishing dead last. Probably some mechanical failures because the rest of our team was on it. 2, 4, and 5. Yeah, that's a good race for our team overall. So that's race number 4. Race number 5, very similar here. 2, 4, and 7. So 3 of the 4 drivers having a very, very good race number 5. Now, after 5 races, I cannot help but notice that Jade Avedizian is in the lead in points. That is what we're looking for. That is really good. All right, race number 6. Oof, that didn't quite go according to plan. Now for Jade, very good. 4th, but other than that, we didn't have it. For whatever reason, it's just not going our way. Let me hop back over to Carson and highlight there. Forgot to do that earlier, just so that we'll know we're looking from the highlight down. All right, race number 7. Okay, that's a little better. Not so much for Carson. Oof, terrible finish for him, but 3, 4, and 14. There we go. Jade continues on her roll. Great start to the season for her after the 7 races. Race number 8. And once again, amazing job for Jade. That is very good. All right, let's continue forward with race number 9. Not quite as good there for Jade. It's the first time she's been outside of the top 10 in 9 races. And it was only 11th this time. So, yeah, that's good. And overall, 3, 5, 7, and 11, that's pretty good race finishes. So let's go ahead and generate race number 10. And then we'll take stock in where we are overall thus far. So here's what we have. Race number 10, 2, 3, 6, and 14. Again, not bad. We'd like to have everybody in the top 10, but that is a good result overall. That's a couple of races in a row where overall as a team, we have some good results. Now, if we hop back over to the season standings, the first thing that jumps out at me, no team wins yet. We're halfway through the season and we have no wins. But in the points, oh, we're getting some things done there. Jade Avedizian is, the first half of the season really could not have gone a whole lot better for her. Outside of a win, 6 top 5s, 9 top 10s. That's hard to beat. It's the best in the series. If you look up and down the list here, it's hard to imagine anything better. Okay, not bad at all for her. She is putting on a show. Maybe it was just taking her a little bit longer to get used to the new style of car and get used to the asphalt racing. But then Taylor and Kaylee are showing why they're really the top 2 drivers I see at this point. Kaylee, of course, defending champion. is having another good season. Same thing for Taylor. They're right there together. They are having fantastic years so far. If we combine this with the previous season, very well done. Now, if we start to move our eyes a little bit higher, once again, Alex LeBay having a quality season. He is looking very good. Now, he looked really good in the first season as well. What about the two that had great seasons last time in our inaugural campaign? Jeffrey Earnhardt. He's down in 7th right now. He does have a win. Okay, certainly not terrible. Then Haley Deegan. She is not impressing right now. 15th position, no wins. The top 5s and top 10s are just not there. So she's going to have to really come on strong in the second half of the season, because right now, Jade Avedijan is making a strong move for that 3rd slot in the Truck Series. Again, whenever we're ready. This is a dynamic situation for sure. So that's how things stack up halfway through the season. Now, let's move forward and see how this thing progresses. All right, so race number 11. I noticed immediately LeBay brings home another win. 4 wins. He is dominating this season from a wins perspective. However, Jade is still there in the points. That's the consistency that Jade is bringing so far. All right, let me go ahead and highlight once again the line. So remember, we're looking from the highlight down on the race results. All right, so race number 11 wasn't great. We had a couple of our drivers in the top 10, a couple outside the top 20. So a mixed bag very much there for us in race 11. Race 12, a couple of drivers back inside the top 5. Jade had her worst finish of the season by far, by several. And she's now lost that top slot. However, we're just 12 races in. Plenty of time for her to continue her great season. And sure enough, that's exactly what she does. With another top 5, so she gets right back on form. Not bad at all. Okay, so race number 14. All right, our very first win of the season as a team goes to Taylor Reimer. So she brings home the victory. Now look at the point standings after 14 races. We're 2, 3, and 4. We're no longer in that top slot. Alex LeBay, 4 wins is hard to beat. When somebody is getting that type of production, that's hard to beat. So you really have to be extremely consistent to outpoint somebody who's getting a lot of wins. And right now, Jade is doing an amazing job this season. Amazing job. But with no wins, you have to do an amazing job just to keep yourself up there in points. All right, so we're ready for race number 15. And that is the kind of result we need race after race. 2nd, 4th, and 5th. And then Carson comes home in 9th. Now, there's not a lot to be happy about for Carson this year. Carson Kvapil is just not with it. He ended up with a strong end to season 1. But so far in season 2, 15 races in, it's just not happening for him. He is way behind the other 3 drivers. But no doubt, race 15 is our best race overall as a team this season. You also notice it puts Jade back at the top of the points. All right, here we go. Let's see what we get for the final 5 races. In fact, let's go ahead and move this out of the frame so that we can't even see the season standings. Let's just focus all of our attention on the race results themselves, and then we'll see how it all turns out. All right, race finish. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and once again, I need to do some highlighting. Another mixed bag for us. We get the win. So Jade picks up her first win of the season. That's certainly not going to hurt her point standing. We pick up a 3rd. So Carson is trying to climb back in and salvage something here at the end of the season. But then our other two drivers, woof, right at the back. So trouble for them. All right, race number 17. Another good race for us overall as a team. 13th is our worst finish. Carson, once again, coming on strong here at the end. 2nd, 5th, 9th, and 13th. All right, we keep moving forward. Not quite what we were looking for here in this event. So our best finish is 6th, and 36th being our worst. Yeah, that's really not what we're looking for. So we have 2 races remaining. And if you're like me, you're stealing some glances up here to the top to see what old Alex LeBay is doing. And right now, the last 3 races have been awesome for him. All right, race number 19. Pretty good for us. We did have that last place finish here for Taylor, so that's not what we're looking for. But we do have 2 inside the top 5. Wow, this is going to come down to the wire. The last race. Race number 20. Here we go. Race number 20. We have 3, 7, 8, and 14th. Now, Jade had been leading. This is not a strong finish for her to the season. We look up here at Alex LeBay. 26th is not a strong finish for him, but before that, he was looking very good. Can we pull the championship once again for our team? This is going to be close. I really don't know how this is going to turn out. It should be very close, and we did it. Ooh, I really did not know if we were going to have what it took there. But that is a fantastic result. So 2 seasons in the ARCA series, and we have back-to-back champions. Not only that, but we'll talk about this a little bit more when we come back next time. But my initial thoughts, Kaylee Bryson, once again showing why she's the leader of the team. She comes home in a solid 3rd place. But look at her top 10s and top 5s. Very, very well done. And then, of course, Jade, hey, when you're the champion, obviously you're going to have some great results, and that's exactly what she had. We look at Taylor, not quite what we were looking for. She did not have the finish to the season, particularly the last couple of races that we would like to see, but 7th, not terrible. And Carson, he's fallen way behind now. There is definitely opportunity for other drivers as we approach season 3. And it's going to take 3 seasons at least for me to decide. Right now, I have 3 drivers that are showing me what I need to see. And they're the 3 at the bottom here. Kaylee, Jade, and Taylor. They're showing me what I need to see. Carson, however, is not. He is not finishing at all where he should be. He's not getting the wins. He's not really impressing at all. When we come back next time, not only are we going to get started in season 3 here in the ARCA series, but we're also going to take a look at who else impressed us in the grid here in ARCA season number 2. So that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and stick around for more custom career mode and career experience.